Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I'm not going to do the pointer stuff right now. I spent some time doing more work and I realized there's a couple places where it starts to permeate into other types, and I don't think I could pull it off right now. But with the changes that I'm thinking about in terms of getting rid of all the casts and stuff like that, I think that's the right place to make these kinds of changes. So I'm just going to wait. I took notes on the types that I made and some of the code that I changed. And when I get to that point, then I'll put those change. I got to make versions of handler information and adornments and stuff like that where they can also take a pointer. So I decided to just roll it back and just not do it right now. And what I'm going to do in the meantime, or at least do as the next step, is just do some of that mockable member discovery refactoring. Just getting it into a class, maybe pull some stuff into their own methods. I think that in of itself is going to make it somewhat easier to follow. So I don't really want to change too much in it. I just want to change the fact of where the code is and restructure it a little bit and see what happens. I'm also in a little bit of pain. I don't know what I did to my left shoulder, but you see it here? Right here. Well, you can't see it where I'm touching. I don't know what I did, but it's really sore and kind of sensitive. And, if I'm just sitting here, it's okay. But if I move around or if I try to push off the chair, I get some pain, and I'm not sure why. It's funny, after I turned 50, and full disclosure on my age, I'm 52. It is what it is. And there are just some things that I'm noticing that, as much as I would love to say, oh yeah, I still work out every day, still do biking when it's nice out in Minnesota, still do self-defense, all these things. I try to exercise every day, and I'm really consistent with that. And all this other stuff. There's some things I'm just noticing that are taking longer to recover from, or just little aches and pains that start to crop up. I think it's because of kicking with karate and self-defense. Sometimes I feel like my hips are getting a little, I don't know, overworked is a way. And with my shoulder, I don't know what I did to it. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and hopefully it just, maybe I put some, a heating pad on it or something, and just let it try not to do something with it. I'm going to try to do something that I hopefully is less painful than dealing with stuff with pointers. And again, it's this mockable member determination. So I already got a branch in place. I say that a lot. I cut it out when I edit the videos, but there are words that I say that are filler. Sometimes I do a little bit of the Sometimes I'll say so, and it's there to fill the space, and I'm trying to be more cognizant of it. So see, I just did it. I just said it. Can't stop myself. Where is the stuff? Oh, that's right. They're in extension methods. So we don't want them in extension methods anymore. We want them not in mock type, because that's not where we do that work. If we do it in mock model, I don't want it there either. It doesn't make sense to put it there. If I go into, let's see, rock create generator, where am I actually doing the work? Mock model. Well, so I do in mock model. And then it calls these like mockable constructors, mockable methods, and so on. Again, these are extension methods. So does it make sense to have, let's just do that. Let's keep it close to home, so to speak. So let's start with the easier one, mockable constructors. And by easier, I always shoot myself in the foot when I say easier, because it's usually never that. I wish it would just do, I've said this before, I've had it so that editor config should just make it a file scope namespace, and it decides not to. Whatever. So what are we going to take here? We need a type symbol self and that. And this gives an immutable array of iMethod symbol. Okay. So we're going to want here an internal immutable array of iMethod. No, not extensions, iMethod symbol. And what do we want to call this? Mockables? That sounds like a terrible name, but I can't think of anything else. I guess I could just call it constructors. That's as good of a name as any. So we'll have internal, and then it would be for the methods, it would be methods, properties, and so on. Internal mockable constructors, we'll pass those things in. And yes, you, for some reason, didn't put that in there. Yep, and you're not, this is, we'll call that mock type. And there's nothing else to change, so it was kind of funny that it took forever. But let's go back into here. And we want to do all this work. We put that there. And what we're going to do is we're going to say this dot constructors is equal to all that. And then you're going to say I want that to be a expression body for constructor, or whatever the phrase is that it said, and you don't know what self is, we will fix that. And we're going to make it mock type that and that. Now in this case, again, it's pretty simple, except you don't know what that is. Now you do. The other ones are going to be harder, but this one is a pretty simple one. So if I come back here now and I say constructors are equal to new mockable constructors, passing in the type to mock, that, and then we say constructors. So we really haven't, if you think about it, type symbol extensions, and this is the only place I believe it was being called. In fact, it shouldn't be called anymore except maybe in a test. Yeah, which is fine. We can, and we want to keep that comment, but we're going to get rid. No. I actually saw that as soon as I did the keystroke to shrink it, that it kind of went, it should have been here. That's where it should have been. And then we can do it all at one time. So let's come back to our mockable constructors. We want to preserve that comment. Okay, so if we come back to mock model, we should now have this working. So if I say just build a project, that should be okay. I know I'm going to have breaking tests, more like I just have to refactor tests. So let's go into tests here. And what we want in models now is mockable constructor model. Mockable constructors tests. After a little bit of cleanup, we're at the point where we can now have our tests running. I just want that out of the way because now if I say build this, we should get some errors, probably 3, because there are tests that we're trying to do the thing with the extension method, and those are no longer worthy, shall we say. And I was right, 3 failures. So are these all, oh, so these are all I-type symbol extension. Good. We can basically say I-type symbol extensions get mockable constructors tests. Right. So we're going to take all these and we'll eventually get to mockable constructor tests. And we'll eventually get to the point where we will change how they're being done. So that was that. Let's now come into here and say delete it because we don't want it around anymore. And now let's clean some stuff up. So we're going to have here in this file, anything that does that should be that. So that should fix a lot of things. These are just usings. Yay. So those fix. And now we need to say new mockable constructors. And you should pick up it's in there now. Using the type symbol containing assembly. And we're probably going to be doing that a lot. And we need to say constructors here, because now the test will not have a compilation error. So let's do the same thing here. One more time. You're going to pick up on that now. Yes, you do. And so that is now fixed. You don't know what type declaration is. You do now. And so let's run these tests to make sure that everything works. Those three pass. Let's run all the tests here. Not the integration test, but just these tests. Okay, all those tests pass. So we're good. We'll get that one out of the way. That again was pretty simple. Let's move on to the next one, which will be a little bit harder. So we have type symbol extensions. We can close that. We can close that one too. If we go back to the mock model, this gives us back mockable methods. So we're going to want in models here, we're going to want mockable methods. Now it's interesting here that this is a immutable array, but these all are their own types, and there's probably reasons why. So, and that actually, did I see that that comes back as, no, it's just mockable methods. Okay. So everything worked. Right now you're complaining. I created a type that matches what's already there, which is not good. So in type symbol extensions, there should be mockable methods. Oh, and that's in extensions. So that's what the extension methods gives back. But we have two of these types, and we got to have one and to be consistent, because we're going to probably pull in that mockable methods from extensions and put it in here. Mockable constructor discovery, mockable method discovery. Sure, why not? And then we'll do the same thing. And then we'll come back up here and we're going to have mockable method discovery, which it does there, but it should not do here, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take in extensions mockable methods, and we're going to pull that out. And we want that to be models. But you don't know what mockable method result is. Is that up here as well? Yes, that's going to come out. And that's going to go in here. And that is also going to be models. Oh, you changed that one. I don't know if I was too quick with the other one, but that's all there now. So if we come back to mock model, now what we want it to be, well, this is all going to come into the constructor. It's interesting that I have, oh, that's the shims. That's right. Okay. So we're going to want new mockable method discovery of the type to mock. Compilation. And then we're eventually going to have methods. Except it's not going to be a method, right? Well, that, yes, it will. Mockable method. Methods. And this will be a get. So if I come back over here, that all needs to be in the constructor for this. No, for this. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. So we want an internal MMD. And then that, except not this, mock type. And then, oh my God, get to the right file. We're going to grab all these, all this, which is a big pain in the butt. And we're going to come into the discovery. We're going to throw that in the constructor, but we're going to say this dot nope. Methods is equal to, because you can infer it. And of course you don't know what any of this stuff is because you're like, but we'll change that to in the current document. That gets rid of some of them. Let's come down here. Mock type. Nope. I guess I should have waited until I put the code in here to fix these up, because then it would have actually caught the, but it is now. And then down a little bit more. You don't know what get inheritance hierarchy is, but you are, because that's actually another extension method, I believe. Where is this defined? That is defined here. So it should be extensions. So we should have it can't figure it out for some reason. But it is there. I type symbol, then I know it doesn't. But is a type symbol. That's what mock type is. So I don't understand why you're complaining about that. That's a weird one. But all we did was we took that code and we moved it into, oh my God, come on. Keep it there. Thank you. We would sort usings because that was too hard to do in my head. So now if we come back to mock model, we should have mockable method discovery and everything is good, except something down here it does not like. But we changed that. That should be, let's just do a quick build because maybe it's a little confused. Yes, but methods is, why is type mock model thinking it needs to take, oh, that's wrong. I don't know where it got that from. I don't know where I got that idea from, but that's wrong. So that should fix some things. Right? What's going on here? Mockable methods. Methods. Build this again. I don't understand why it thinks it's this method. Now are you going to be happy? I hope so. No, you're still not happy. Why are you not happy? I don't understand this one. How does it not know what get? Like, that's bizarre. It goes there. If I do an F12, you just saw that it went there. But it doesn't, this I type symbol self. Mock type is an I type symbol. I type symbol does not contain a definition. Of course it doesn't. There's rocks. I don't understand this. Why is it being such a pain? Like, why did it get so confused? It's still confused. It still doesn't understand what this is. Yeah, I'm going to do this in the next episode. I'll fix this off camera. What I'll do is I'll basically just clean up whatever tests are there for the current one and get this to build, because this should build. But then we'll spend some time breaking this method up so that we can actually get a little bit more sanity around what this is actually doing. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.